Today I'm back at Ferrari Maserati of Long Island to check out the new cars they got in stock, so let's go check them out. Parked in front of the detailing building is a white 458 Italia with black mirrors, black wheels, a black roof, and smoked taillights. I also just noticed it has a white prancing horse on the back. Here's a Rosso Ferrari F430 coupe, and a fun fact about this car is that it was the final mid-engined V8 car to feature the 6-speed manual transmission. Unfortunately, this specific car doesn't have that transmission. This one's an automatic, but it's still exciting to know that this car was offered in a manual. And because the F430 was the final mid-engined V8 car to feature a 6-speed manual transmission, the manual models are worth far more than their automatic counterparts. The F430 was produced from 2005 to 2009. It replaced the Ferrari 360 and was eventually replaced by the 458 in the Ferrari lineup. It's believed that over 15,000 F430s were produced, and it's suspected that only 10% of them have a traditional manual transmission. And because of its timeless design, even though it's over 10 years old, it still feels like a modern Ferrari. Over here we've got a black Portofino with silver wheels, and next to that we've got not one but two Ferrari Monzas. One's an SP1 and the other one is an SP2. Even though they're covered, I know that because this one has one humped roll bar and this one has two. I just took a peek at the back of this car and it's not completely covered back here, so you can see it's finished in black, probably narrow Daytona. It's got lots of carbon fiber, of course, just like this one next to it. It has silver wheels with carbon fiber center caps and yellow brake calipers, also like this one. But the main difference is that this seats two people and this seats one. It's probably really hard to see on camera, but I noticed this one has painted Scuderia shields. You can kind of see it under the car cover. They're much larger than the traditional Scuderia shields. I'll come over here so you can see how small these are in comparison. They look to be about double the size, somewhere around there. Now we gotta hope that one day the cover comes off of this Monza so we could check it out just like we did with that one. Here we've got a striking Ferrari 488 Spider in what I believe to be Rosso Scuderia, which is a paint color I featured in my last Ferrari video. I talked in depth about it, the significance of it, the history of it, and how it compares to Rosso Corsa. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. So I think this is Rosso Scuderia because it has the orange undertone and it's very bright, and you can see Rosso Corsa over there, which is like the tomato red, and this one's definitely brighter than that, so I believe it is Scuderia. Regardless, I love the black wheels, the matching red brake calipers, and the carbon fiber center caps. It's got the Scuderia shields. I'm not a fan of this piece here. It looks like a black decal on the mirrors. It's not my favorite. I do like the black roof though. I also like the exposed carbon fiber blades here with the Italian flag stripe on it. That's very unique. I've never seen something like that before on a 488. Normally you'd see the Italian flag stripe in the form of a plaque on the rear deck lid, or you would see it as a stripe running along the whole car, but it's really nice to see it here. It's also nice to see that this car has carbon fiber around the taillights. It's always nice to see. Otherwise, it would just be black plastic, which doesn't look nearly as good. And I believe the diffuser down here is actually black plastic. That's what it looks like. I wish that was carbon fiber too, but I'll give it a pass because it's not a track-focused Ferrari. If this was a 488 Pista, I would definitely need that rear diffuser to be carbon fiber, and I believe it's actually standard on the Pista. I also wish the front here had exposed carbon fiber. Instead, it's just gloss black. It looks like a decal because if you look in the corner there, you can see where the edge is. Yeah, that's definitely a decal. Although it doesn't have all of the carbon fiber parts, it still looks great, and I especially love the look of the side profile of this car with the Italian flag peeking through. Here's a very cool car that I don't think I've seen before. It's the Porsche 911 GT2 RS Clubsport. With a 7-speed automatic transmission, a carbon fiber body, adjustable suspension, and the twin-turbo 3.8-liter flat-6 engine, which makes 700 horsepower, the GT2 RS Clubsport is an absolute beast of a race car. This car comes with a roll cage, and it's designed to only be driven on the racetrack. The Clubsport is eligible to compete in Clubsport events, which are track days held by the Porsche Club of America. It has the same engine and power output as the road-going GT2 RS, but the Clubsport gets its own central exit exhaust system. And how cool does that look? This definitely looks like a proper race car. In addition to the fully adjustable racing suspension setup, this car features 18-inch center lock wheels with Michelin race tires. To distinguish the Clubsport from a normal GT2 RS, it has a giant rear wing, a modified rear diffuser, a vented front hood, and a handful of additional aerodynamic add-ons. Many of its body panels are actually made from carbon fiber reinforced plastic. This car has just one seat and a stripped out interior. It keeps the 911's basic dashboard shape, but with a racing steering wheel, Recaro bucket seat, controls in the center console for things like traction and stability control systems, and a roll cage. And this car actually kept the air conditioning from the road-going model. When this car was new, it started at $478,000 and deliveries began in May of 2019. For comparison, the road car started at just $293,000. Only 200 Clubsports were built, and all of them were painted in white, probably so the owners can create their own liveries. I love the look of the Recaro racing seat with the carbon fiber shell. It just looks so cool. And the steering wheel was taken straight from the 911 GT3R race car. Out of the 200 units that were built, this specific car is number 82. Taking a look at the car, you've got the red toe strap in the front. This carbon fiber hood looks absolutely amazing. You've got the 2 air intakes, one on the left, one on the right, and this huge hood vent in the middle. You've got a sticker for the Porsche crest. Coming around the side, you've got the carbon fiber canards. And this is matte carbon fiber, which looks great. This here is gloss carbon fiber, the fender louvers. We've got more exposed carbon fiber on the roof. And plenty more at the back. So this is dry carbon, same with here. But this here is gloss carbon, just like on the road-going GT2 RS. This wing is just insane. It is so big in person. I see a lot of supercars with rear wings, but this one might be one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Tons of mesh to let hot air out. Of course, you've got even more exposed carbon fiber. And it says GT2 RS Clubsport at the back. Your traditional 911 taillights. And you've got these mechanisms here that allow you to easily take this off for you to access the engine. I want to know what you guys think. Would you take this 700 horsepower turnkey high performance race car that's for the track only, or would you take, let's say, the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo Evo race car? As cool as this is, I think it comes down to brand loyalty. I'm a Lamborghini girl at heart, so I would probably take the Super Trofeo Evo over this, but I will admit this is one very cool race car. This Giallo Modena Ferrari 458 Italia just showed up. This one is interesting because it has a lot of the same touches as the white one here. It's got the black mirrors, the smoked taillights. They're very similar. Outside, we've got a 2014 Porsche 911 GT3 in white. This car produces 475 horsepower and 324 pound-feet of torque. Although this one is a pretty basic spec, I do like how it says Porsche on the rear wing. A fun fact I recently learned is that approximately 70% of all Porsche 911s sold are still on the road today. Here's the top view of a Rosso Scuderia 488 Spider that pulled in not too long ago. And this is kind of funny to see because I would say over a year ago there was one just like this one that pulled into the same exact spot, but the main difference was that it had the Daytona style carbon fiber race seats, not the comfort seats like this one has, and it also had a Capristo glass engine bonnet right back there, which was an aftermarket piece, and lastly it had an exposed carbon fiber front piece right there. But it's still weird to see the same car in the same spec in the same parking spot in the same season. Here we've got another white sports car from 2014, this time a Ferrari 458 Spider. I want to know, would you guys rather have this car or the white 911 GT3 that we saw outside? Honestly, I would probably take this car over a 488 Spider just because it sounds so much better. The 458 is naturally aspirated, while the 488 is twin turbocharged, and nothing sounds as good as a naturally aspirated engine. So I would take the 458. When compared to the GT3 though, I would still take the 458. Once again, the V8 sounds amazing. The flat 6 in the GT3 sounds good too, but who doesn't want a convertible for the summertime? Here we've got a 2017 Audi R8 in black. This one has exposed carbon fiber on the side and on the rear wing, which I really like. On this side of the showroom, we've got a McLaren 720S Spider, all blacked out with diamond cut wheels and red brake calipers, next to an Audi R8 and a McLaren 600 LT Coupe. The last car I want to show today is this Aluminio Opaco Ferrari Portofino. I've been told that the Portofino is in very high demand lately because it is just about summer here in New York and everybody wants a convertible supercar. If I had the money though, I wouldn't get the Portofino, I would get the 458 Spider instead. That's just my personal preference. I will say this spec is very nice. You've got the tan leather interior that looks amazing.
What's going on? Pleasure to see you. I'm good.
So that was my visit to Ferrari Maserati of Long Island. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.